So just like when you guys are solving for variables, you set the corresponding values equal to each other to solve. You can add and subtract matrices only if their dimensions are the same, but you can add and subtract them, and you add and subtract the corresponding values. So they have to be the same dimensions, like 3 by 3 and a 3 by 3, or 1 by 2 and a 1 by 2. You can't add them if they're not the same dimension, because they're not going to have the same corresponding spots. So as long as they're the same dimensions, you just add or subtract the corresponding values. So for A, if you're adding this 3 by 2 matrix with this 3 by 2 matrix, all you do is add, the first one will be 4 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. It doesn't matter if you go across first or if you go down first. It really doesn't matter. But then 7 plus negative 5 will be 2. 0 plus negative 3 is negative 3. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 1 plus 0. Negative 6 plus negative 4 is negative 10. So all you guys really have to do is make sure you're paying attention to what the sign is in the middle. Is it asking you to add, or is it asking you to subtract? And that's really all there is to it. Now for the subtraction, sometimes it gets a little tricky, just because of like the negative sign. So if you need to, physically type it in your calculator. So let's look at B. So we've got a 2 by 2 matrix and a 1 by 2 matrix. So since these are not the same dimensions, we actually would not be able to add these two guys together. So that one we don't even need to do because it's not possible to do. C is possible though, and it is a subtraction one. So just do it one spot at a time. Don't rush through it. But 1 minus 2 is going to be negative 1. Negative 7 minus negative 2. So that's what I mean. If you guys need to type in negative 7 minus negative 2, that is fine. Just remember, it's change. So minus a negative becomes plus 2. So negative 7 plus 2 will be negative 5. 3 minus 0 is just 0, or not 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. And then 2 minus 5, negative 3. 0 minus a negative 6 becomes plus. So 0 plus 6 is 6. Negative 1 minus 8, negative 9. 4 minus 10, negative 4 minus 2, negative 6. And 2 minus 12, negative 10. Just make sure you put it inside those brackets to show it is a matrix. And that is it. So for the subtracting ones, if it helps you guys to physically type it in the calculator so you guys don't get your negatives mixed up, then that's absolutely fine. But why don't you guys try D and E?